To make your chipboard pages, it's simple as can be. First of all, I'm going to cut 4 pieces of chipboard at 7.5 by 9.25. Okay, so we're cutting 4 pieces at 7.5 by 9.25. Next thing that we're going to do, and this is simple, I am just going to use my run-of-the-mill cardstock, and this is your regular 8.5 by 11 pieces. I'm going to just take my run-of-the-mill cardstock, and then I am going to approximately see where my page is going to end, which is going to be, let's see, I'm going to square it out real good. We're squaring it out, okay? And then I'm just going to gently mark that spot, just like so. We are marking the spot, okay? Once we have that spot marked, I am going to press on it, and you can use your finger, like you can use your bone folder. Is that what it's called? Okay. And this is what we are left with. Okay? We are left with this. I'm going to take my paper trimmer. And by the way, FYI, and I'm sure a lot of you know this, when you're cutting chipboard in your paper trimmer, ensure that you have replacements, replaceable blades or replacement blades, because this is a brand spanking new blade, and cutting the chipboard dulled it out like that. And once it's dull, it tears at your paper. So once I'm through with this part right here, I'm going to need to chunk this. Okay. We're going to take our paper that we just folded, and we're going to put it at the 1 inch mark, approximately. 1 inch, actually. Yeah, that's fine. We're going to put it at the 1 inch mark. And if I need to make it shorter, see how it's tearing at the edges? If I need to make it shorter, then I'll cut it shorter. But for now, I'm going to leave it like so. Straighten it out. Okay. So the next thing that I'm going to do is, you have options here. You can use your double-sided tape, your score tape, because it's going to have to be good quality tape. You either use your score tape, good quality glue that you may have, and ensure that your glue does not bubble up. I'm choosing to use rubber cement, and the way I'm going to do this is I'm just going to take my chipboard and I'm going to add rubber cement all over it. Now the thing about rubber cement is I have a love-hate relationship with rubber cement. Number one, this is what I love about it. Your paper does not warp. It does not bubble up or anything like that. Your paper adheres as flat can be. Okay. However, as you're able to tell, it is very messy to work with, extremely messy to work with. And if you're working with lighter color cardstock, you might wind up with smudges that you're just not going to be able to get rid of. However, because this cardstock is not going to be seen once we're done with our work, I don't mind. So another thing about rubber cement is that it dries pretty quickly. So you're going to have to work quickly. And once it's there, it's there. You are not going to be able to pull it out. The only way you're going to be able to pull this paper out is by ripping it. Literally, you just rip it right off. So rubber cement is not forgiving, but once it's stuck, it stays stuck. Okay? You have mere seconds to work with it, and as you can see, nice and flat, no bubbling. And that's what I was going for. No bubbling, no warping, just nice and flat. And of course you got the messy part here. Ugh. It looks like snots. Ew. Okay, here we have, and it dries fairly quickly. Let me just kind of like work this a little bit here. Okay. See, it's got some smudges already over here. The paper is light. It's got some smudges. Am I concerned about it? No, because all of this is going to be covered up. Okay. So now, let me get rid of the, there. Okay, some rubber cement is leaking, and I have some in my fingers, and you could just rub it right off. When you rub your fingers, it comes right off. Okay, but like I said, you use whatever adhesives of your choice that you choose to use. Just make sure that you're able to cover the entire area and that your paper is not going to warp. It's not going to wrinkle, I should say. And then we are just going to cut right along our line. Easy, easy lemon squeezy. And over here, just try to keep it as straight as you possibly can. And this goes bye-bye. Okay, and we are left with something like this. Alrighty, so that takes care of one side. Now, to take care of the other side, we basically do the same thing, and it's even a heck of a lot easier because all that we're going to do is we are just going to put our glue all over the place and just place our paper like so, and then we are going to cut. Alrighty, so this paper is going to go bye-bye. And I have, see how you could just rub it off? You can rub rubber cement right off, but because I am working with light color papers, this happens with light color papers and black cardstock. Because I'm working with light color papers, see how, I don't know if you could tell, there's some smudges there. Those can't be helped. Okay. If you're working on something that's bridal or, you know, something for a client or whatever, stay away from the rubber cement and exercise your other options. Okay. So at this point, I don't know if it's the rubber cement or if it's this mat that I've been trying to keep clean. Oh, it's so hard to keep these clean. Okay, so now this is fairly dry. Let me make sure that I don't have anything that'll stay stuck to my scissors. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to snip, 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 snip all around here. Okay, and I take my trusty scissors and just follow along the line. Alrighty, we have made our chipboard pieces. So this is our chipboard mini album. Yay! Okay, here's my mini. Here's my pages. Okay, when we set our pages down, this part right here will be covered. No issues there. Okay, I'm going to get this as straight, follow my guidelines and get them as straight as I possibly can. Now, what I am going to do is I need to see how these are going to fall. I want space here. And then I want space here. And then I want space there. And then I want, actually this is my last sheet. I cut this a little bit shorter. As you can see, this is not necessarily 1 inch. It's a little bit less than 1 inch, but it's not 1/2 inch either. Because I knew that I wanted that one to be the last page. So I want this one like so, and this one's going to be like so, and that's my 4 sheets. Okay. Okay. So how we are going to do this is, I'm going to follow. Okay, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to work it from the back to the front. Okay, and how we are going to adhere this is, we're going to see that line where these 2 pieces of chipboard meet. We are going to go right outside that line, and this will be adhered there. And that is going to be our guide. So we are going to have to get this one straight as can be, because if our guide is not straight, then the rest of the pages are going to be wonky. Okay? So, yeah. So, okay. Let me start with my score tape. Now with the score tape, we are going to place some right outside, right up to, but not on the little edge. Okay, like so. Oh gosh, that song is in my mind now. So, like so, and like so. You know what? I'm going to put a 3rd one in there for good measure. And this one is going to go right in there, right in the middle of those 2. There we go. There we go. And you could rip these if you want. I've gotten in the habit of using my scissors on score tape, and you know, we're humans, we are creatures of habit. So, okay. I'm looking at my book, and like I said, where it goes, where you put it, that's where it's going to go. So let's make sure that it's clean from debris. And I'm thinking right along there. Oh, please be straight. Yay! So this is 1 page. Now, I am going to double check my work. Perfect. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. That is 1 page. And now we are going to go ahead and work on the next one. And this one is going to go, see, like I said, this is our guide. So this one is going to be placed right next to it. Now I gotta ensure, I like my guidelines. I'm just like that. And then we're going to ensure that this paper aligns with this paper. Okay. Now I cut, this is the piece that I cut, and it's not cut that straight. So I need to make sure, see, this is my straight piece. I need to, when I put it down, I need to make sure that it matches like so. And if this one says otherwise, not to worry about it, because it's this. That's the one that's straight. And of course, this is straight. Okay, so we move on to the next one. Go like so. And I know that several ladies, many ladies, have those tools to pick off these right here. My tools are my nails. Okay. There we go. Like so. Making sure that tapes are not hanging over. Okay. And pardon me, I'm going to have to stand for this. Stand right here because I want to ensure that I get this as straight as I possibly can. Ta-da! And we did it! Yes, yes, yes! Okay. Woo! I'm using my son's rolling chair. I just got this for him, and I don't know if it's working very well. I need to find me a new chair. This is going to go here, and this is going to go here like this. Okay, we're good, we're good. For a moment there, I was thinking, oh no, it's not going to be enough space, but yes, it is. No worries, we're good. We are doing good. Okay, this one is not as straight. See, this one is not cut straight. I just noticed that. So what we're going to do with this one, yeah, it's not cut straight. For some reason. Alrighty, but we can fix it. We're going to fix it. I'm just glad I caught it. I am just glad I caught it. And it's going to be a hairline. See how it wasn't cut straight? No, more. There. See that? Much better. Much, 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 much better. Okay. Don't want to ruin that. Okay. Back to our book. I'm so excited because this is pretty much it, and it's going to go like so. Like this. Let me see something. Okay. I'm not satisfied with the way this edge is looking. I don't know if you can tell. Let me turn it around. See that edge? See that right here? If this is not straight and sharp and clean, it's going to mess up my book. So let me cut into that. And It might make it shorter, but you know what? It's okay. It's okay. We started with, what, 3/4? Now we're probably down to a half. Much better. See that line? Much better. And this is probably down to 1/2 now. Ooh, over 1/2 actually. So which is good. We started at 1 inch and it's down to 3/4 now. So we're good. We are good. Okay. Once again, I need to follow my guides. Okay, here we go. To ensure that we get the best possible. I want to see something. When it closes down, it's going to go like this, but that's not. It's going to have to go like this, which means that, okay. It's going to somehow have to go like so, which is fine. Which is fine. Somewhere we are not straight. So I wonder, hang on a sec. Okay, you know what I'm going to do to fix this? I'm going to lay it here. Well, the way I'm going to attach this is I'm going to lay it here, like so, and then lay it down. That's another way of doing it. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Yep, that's what I'm going to do, because I don't like the way it's not going straight. From here to here, we're right at around there, and from here to here, yeah, okay. Okay, but it's just by a hair. It's shifted just by a hair, not that much, which is fine. I mean, it's hardly noticeable. And once you get to embellish and everything, you're not even going to notice it. But you know me, I notice it. Okay. So we have one there. And, oops, I'm out of tape. Yeah, I went through a ton of this when I was making my book. That one goes bye-bye. And now we use the other one. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And I guess you can use glue if you wish, but if you use glue, that means there's going to be some drying time. And I don't know if, I mean, you're going to want to sit there and hold it for as long as it takes the glue to dry. I know I wouldn't want to. So you're better off using good quality double-sided tape. Here, let me put it here so that y'all can see what I'm doing. And I'm putting some in the center, like I did with the other one, simply because I want to make sure that once it's there, it's there. Of course. Like so. Okay. Alrighty. So now, the moment of truth. And I'm going to have to stand for this one. And let's see. Oh my guides. Making sure that this is straight. Okay. Let's see. All right. And see this little bit right there? I'm not worried about it because we're going to put a strip of something in between each page to pretty it up. So, okay, we have 3 pages. And now we move on to the next one. Oh, okay. So we're putting it right down our guides. Okay, so now we are on our final chipboard page. Yeah. And this one, I'm going to be able to line it up against it. And see, I will still have about an inch worth of space for that. So here we go. One more. And there we go. All right. So we have our 4 chipboard pages, and this is the base that we're going to be building our nice chunky monkey Shabby Chic scrapbook mini album on. Next thing that I did, and I did this off camera because I wanted to ensure that it was going to work out before I presented it to you, are the decorations in between each page. Since we have about 3/4 of an inch gap between each page, I decided to add some trims. For example, over here what I did was I cut an 8 by 3/4, just about 3/4, with my leftover papers that I have been saving, and I used score tape, 3 strips, one on either side of the edges and then one in the middle. And the reason why you want to add score tape throughout the entire thing is because you're going to apply glue on top of this, and if there's nothing holding this part down, the paper is going to wrinkle, it's going to bubble up. I'm sorry about my hands, I've been gluing a lot. So what I've done here is I score tape throughout the whole thing and I place it down. And then what I did was I took one of my generic laces from my stash and I cut, you take a good pair of scissors, and I cut this part off. Okay? This part off, and then I glued it on. I glued the remainder of the strip onto my strip over here, my cardstock strip, always ensuring that I'm leaving enough space for this page to fold. Okay, so I'm almost up to the edge, but I'm not on the edge because we want to ensure that this can close, that there's nothing that impedes it from doing that. So once I laid down my trim, I went back to my bling on a roll, and ladies, 10 yards, you have to get this. And I went ahead and I added some bling on a roll on top of it, and I think it looks really pretty. Since this is a Shabby Chic scrapbook album, I went ahead and added some here Now over here, I'm debating on whether or not I should add pearls or bling on each little rosette. And I tell you, this part right here, okay, this is just leftover trim that I've been stashing away that was serving absolutely no purpose. And guess what? It was the exact measurement to this. It was 8 inches. So boom, I put it in there. Granted, there's some little edges that are coming out, but you know what? This is shabby chic. And it's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's the whole idea behind shabby chic. A little bit tattered, a little bit off-centered. And yeah, I think it works. So I'm debating on whether or not I want to add something at the center of each rosette or every other rosette. This page, I just use some, what do you call this? Ribbon. Jute, burlap, there we go. I used some burlap ribbon, just generic burlap ribbon from my stash once again. Glued it down, and then to add a touch of elegance, I went ahead and used my Doris Bling on the Roll. I hope the camera picks up on that because it's looking really, really pretty. My next page. This time I kept my trim. I kept the roses on both sides. I didn't snip anything away. I glued it down and then I added my Bling on a Roll right here. For over here, we're pretty much going to do the same thing that we did over here, okay? Except notice how the edge is on this direction. In other words, the little roses are facing in this direction. Over here, if I can remember, we're going to do the same thing, but to the other direction. Okay, instead of the roses facing this way, they're going to be facing that way towards the page. Alrighty. Okay, we're going to go to the edge. Notice how it didn't cover the whole thing. And I know that you're going to be compelled to just place it as is, but you know what? Better be safe than sorry. Just go ahead and take those additional 20 seconds to add that middle score tape right down the middle, because you're going to be gluing on top of this and you don't want warping. You don't want wrinkling. Okay. Here we go. Good deal. And I want to ensure that it's on well. And of course, it's not getting in the way of this page right here, the cover. Next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my trim. And where's my good scissors? Here we go. And we're going to go here. We're going to cut right here. This is going to go bye-bye. And remember, we want our flowers to face that way. So we're going to cut this off. It's easy peasy. See how I have my middle part right here? That stays intact. And I'm just going to go right outside it. Okay, so this could serve us for something else. So set that to the side. Let's make sure that we have any little pieces that may have fallen to the side, and we are going to glue this here. Now, you may feel inclined to use hot glue. I am using a specialty glue for ribbon, okay? And just get yourself a good glue that glues down ribbon. And something that's going to make it stay in place and that's going to dry flat. And yeah, because I was thinking if you use a hot glue gun, first of all, it's going to be real messy. It's real messy when I use a hot glue gun. Secondly, it's going to be lumpy. You know how the hot glue never dries flat? It's always raised. It's going to be lumpy, and I did not want these to be lumpy. I wanted these to be as flat can be. Okay, gonna go right up there, right up to the edge. Right up to the edge, and I'm gonna try to keep it as straight as I possibly can. Okay, move it up a little bit. And if it's a little bit off, if it's not perfectly straight, don't worry about it. This is a handmade item. This is the beauty of a handmade item. Not two are going to be exactly the same. Okay? This is not something that's coming out of a conveyor belt. This is your work of art, and it's going to be perfect any which way you create it. Because it's your self-expression, it's your one-of-a-kind, and however you decide to add your embellishments and whatnot, it's going to be perfect. Because you are calling the shots. There we go. I'm gonna take my bling on a roll, which I absolutely love. I'm gonna eye measure it end to end. It's gonna start there and it's gonna end there, so I know that's where I need to snip. There we go. And there's so much more left. I love this. I love this product. Okay, let me see if I could remove some of the glue off my fingers. So now what we're going to do is we're going to place glue along this base, right along here. That's how I'm going to do it on mine. And then I'm going to add my bling on a roll. And see, and because we were a little bit off of the edge, we are still going to be able to close the book. Okay? So I'm going to let this sit like this for a few moments. I'm going to let them continue to cure or to dry. And I'm going to go get me some breakfast. And when I come back, we are going to place our first page down, and then we will continue to create our second and other pages.